All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Kelly, and on screen with me is my good friend Curtis Marshall with Dental Intel. Curtis is my expert and go-to person, along with his beautiful partner, who might join us later, Katie. We work and have had a partnership now with Dental Intel for a couple years. We are, to this point, I think they're still elite coaching partner. We were happy enough to meet the whole Dental Intel family a couple years ago out at a Dental Intel summit with about 100 of the best coaches in the country. And over the last couple years, we've been able to rely on Curtis and Katie and the whole DI family to help us help you. And they've been very responsive to the needs and wants of all of you as teams about what can Dental Intel do and so forth. And now that everybody is up and open, all but one or two offices, we've been helping you during the shutdown during COVID and planning. Dental Intel has been working really hard behind the scenes with some improvements and changes as well as to what Dental Intel can do to make it easier and better for all of us. And so just like I train you when new things come out, and being that Anna and I haven't been able to be in the field, where we can look at what's going on in DI and the response and how it shows up into Dental Intel. Things like Curtis is going to take us today when we push notes. Where do they arrive? Curtis and Katie are my answer people. And so instead of you waiting for me, I want to invite Curtis in and get Curtis involved so he can tell us right away how things happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start sharing the screen here. And I'm going to show you a couple things that I would like to make sure that you're doing. First and foremost, now that we've reopened, we would like you to go into your clinical hours of your team, and we want you to update your hours from the time frame in which you were shut down. So many of you shut down on or about mid-March. So what we would like you to do is go back to your shutdown date of, for example, let's say March 11th, and edit the hours if you were not seeing patients. For example, Shelly shows 7 hours here. You could simply go in, clear this out to 0, and save it for this time only, or every, until.
You don't want to do every. Here's a little quick hack for everyone. Go back there to end the 12th, for example. Were they off on the 12th? Did they shut down?
I don't know for sure, but let's say
they did shut down next week, for sure, right? For sure.
Not for sure, but pretty good, yeah.
Pretty close. So Monday, right there, Monday the 16th.
Let's go Monday the 23rd.
23rd. You can just push the X right under Monday the 23rd. There's a people and an X. This does the whole office. Go ahead and push that X.
I did not know that.
And this occurrence only. If you do everyone, then you'll have to re-put in the hours when you come back. So totally up to you, but I'd say this occurrence only to save. And that way you just do it for every day. That's just a quick little link. So
exactly why we got you on. Did not know we could clear the whole team like that, because we've had each individual do it. This is why you're my man, Curtis. So we want to make sure you got your hours up to date. And one of the big things I've learned from my buddy here on screen is the why. Why do we want to make sure these hours are accurate? When we go back and look at your provider pulse, the pulse of what your office is doing, when we look at the month of, for example, March,
or even April,
right, we're going to see your production per hour numbers are going to look abnormally low. Let's go into April, like you said. When we look at your production per hour, it's going to look abnormally low because it's showing that you were 55 hours, and chances are you didn't work that amount of hours. So we want to make sure that that's clear and up to date. So that's one housekeeping issue you want to do. In the event you've had turnover, change, or employees decided not to come back, or you were unable to bring them back, also here under practice users, we want you to go in and deactivate them. That way they're not accessing your Dental Intel. And if you've added any new employees, add users and follow the steps. that are available in the training modules that Dental Intel has put together for us. Here in the Learn or Start Here, you can find the videos on how to put in your hours, like in the getting set up and follow-ups and so forth. So just a couple little housekeeping tools that you can use. Couple things that you guys have been asking about for a couple years, and some of the team have been frustrated with the fact that when we make a note in the past, for example, if we were working in our ReCare here and we've got this in HIPAA mode, we click a patient's name and let's say we make an attempt and we add a note. We would have to then copy that note and put it into Dentrix, Eaglesoft, or Open Dental. We no longer, or you no longer have to do this thanks to our DI partners. They are allowing us now to push notes. And so over here on the bell, when you go to patient note settings, it allows you to push the notes into Dental Intel. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn it over to Curtis, and I am going to let Curtis show us where that goes. We feel free to chat and ask questions. I'm going to lead Curtis through some of the things that we're trying to learn and do. There's been some great new things in Patient Finder and things of that nature. So we want to answer your questions, but yet at the same time, learn from the best. So Curtis, I believe I've made you the host. And
Yep,
if you want to share your screen.
Will do. Thank you, Kelly. And by the way, I'm actually a little jealous that you guys get Kelly. I used to run an office, and if I had somebody who cared as much as Kelly, we did have some coaches, but they came in and they said, do this, do that, and walked away and didn't think another 2 cents about us until it's time for us to pay them again. I know that Kelly and Anna think about you, care about you, and pray about you guys each individually because they talk with me about how important you are to them. So thank you for having me, Kelly, but just so everyone here knows, I'm a little jealous that they get you as their coach because I wish I would have had somebody as caring as you,
Thank you
in my office. So as Kelly said, not only can we now push those notes.
Not seeing your screen, Curtis.
Oh, you can't?
I'm not.
Stop sharing. Maybe you stop sharing for a second.
That would do it. There we go. Now I'm seeing you.
Okay, boom, boom, boom. What about now?
Now I see your screen. Now you're in charge.
Here we go. All right, so not only can we now push these notes, and it's a simple click button and it will automatically do it, but on top of that, if you want to know where they're going, all you have to do is click that eye. See this little eye right here? Click the eye. It's going to tell you that what we're doing, we're pushing it to your practice management software. Learn more about this process. Click here. And I actually need to change this link to say, put to this right here, push notes to, I just realized that the other day. Push it to what notes? Sorry, I had this up. How Dental Intel can push notes? Not how, but so
Where?
I've got notes in Eaglesoft, Open Dental, or Dentrix. So if you just type in push notes up here, but I'm going to fix that link regardless. But it will bring up whichever one you're on. So let's say it's Eaglesoft. Well, here it is, Eaglesoft. It tells you exactly what's going on, where to do it, just like Kelly said. And then at the bottom, it tells us exactly where it's going. So in Eaglesoft, it's going to patient icon, note history. You'll notice you'll find it right there underneath the patient information.
Now, Curtis, in that, when it's pushing notes, if I made a note regarding ReCare, unscheduled treatment, or financial, whenever I put that notes in relationship to the task in DI, this is where those notes would go. They're not different fields.
Correct. It's one note always, and it's going to look very similar to this. It's going to be a general note. In Eaglesoft, it's going to be a general note. And it's going to say attempt was made to schedule hygiene, spoke with the decision maker by Cole Parker. Cole Parker is the team member. And this is the note. So these are all, that first part's the whole action of what Cole did and that we know about.
So it literally takes, when we click attempt, it literally picks that up along with the handwritten note or the typed note.
Correct. So this is the handwritten note he put. Contacted name, but they were at work. They told me to call them back tomorrow at 3 p.m. It puts all of that automatically into Eaglesoft or into, let's do
Open Dental.
Open Dental
Dentrix,
right here. So in Open Dental, it takes us to ComLog, and it's going to say this. Wait, why didn't I zoom in? Okay, whatever. Attempt, it's going to be miscellaneous is the type. It's going to push it in the exact day and time. As soon as you do it in Dental Intel, it's going to push it automatically. Attempt was made for follow-up, spoke to decision maker, follow-up was not completed. Follow-up was rescheduled from this to this by Jacob Henderson, who assigned it to Keaton Turner, who is one team member to another team member.
So you just answered a question that comes up. The push notes, where everything we used to do in Dental Intel synced with the software tonight at 11, but the push notes are live in live time?
They are, yep.
So the other syncs still occur at the end of the evening, but push notes are live in on spot.
On the fly, yep.
Great to know. Might as well show us Open Dental real quick there too, Curtis. Since
that was Open Dental. You mean Dentrix?
Dentrix, please.
Okay, let's see here. We said
Push notes.
Okay, and we're going to do Dentrix. I'm zoomed in a little bit so we can
Up
see.
one. You missed it, I think. Oh, there it is.
All right, so it is right here at the bottom, and it goes into, under the family file, there's a note section right there, office journal. So it looks like this. In the office journal, it actually says Dental Intelligence Follow-Up is the title of it, and it's going to look very similar to this. So you click on the folder, you open it up, it says miscellaneous is the type, the date, the time, and what happened. So in this scenario, we completed the follow-up, was rescheduled, but note was added, they were at work, but they told me, oh, it should be the completed. They shouldn't have pushed completed, but anyway.
If that's what they did, though, that's what it was.
But in this scenario, they didn't complete it because they said that they were at work and they told me to call them back tomorrow. So
fast thinking on the trainer. They're just doing it for demo.
That's right.
Okay.
So those are the three there. And like Kelly said, not all we push right now at nighttime. Excuse me, we grab your data at nighttime, and with this office, we grab their data.
Can we HIPAA that?
Okay. Oh, sorry. We grab their data at 6. I'll change offices. Hold on. We will grab that data at that certain time, at that whatever time that says. So typically it's after hours that we're grabbing all the data from yesterday to populate the dashboards. But there's a few things that we're going to start pushing instantly, and one of those things are notes. Another thing would be the online scheduling. We're pushing that information back and forth instantly as well.
So since you clicked on online scheduling, let's go there. During the COVID, about 20 of my accounts, with the help of DI, if you did not already sign up for LocalMed, your code is Schwartz. LocalMed and DI, they've married. They're now a sister parent company together. Has extended to our clients a no setup fee, which they're waiving basically about $1,000 for you to have this service. This service then allows you to send links, which Curtis and I are going to show you, to allow patients to schedule. I've had numerous offices contact me that 20 plus patients signed up, made appointments via LocalMed just on the first day alone. That, if you do the math at $150 an appointment, basically covers your expense of local med for an entire year, if you look at it that way. Now, I know that's not true cost, but it just proves that 20 appointments that you don't have to go back and forth to schedule. And what it tells me is that patients want this. It's a great tool. The whole COVID thing, although it was a nightmare, people learn new skills online, shopping online, food online, pickup orders, everything. And now the ability to schedule without going back and forth. And I've talked with many of you where you've said, oh, people can request an appointment now. Yes, they can request an appointment, but then your team have to contact them. You play a little bit of phone tag to get the appointment. With this, send them a link. They can go on at any time, night or day, make an appointment, and you're done. And we absolutely love it. And I wasn't a fan at first, but working, learning, and training on it, man, is it a powerful tool. So, Curtis, why don't you show us quickly, for example, what I do is we click on the blue pie chart, and it's as simple as you click on the first person's name, and you know how to sort by the biggest dollar amounts if you're one of my teams, but you click on the calendar link. Curtis is going to do it. So we get the first overdue or unscheduled patients, and we hit the calendar link, first red, there we go. And let's say we make an attempt and we do not reach them for hygiene recare. When we click the check that we made an attempt, we can also send that link. And there are 3 choices for.
So I'm going to do that real quick.
Okay.
I won't complete it, but I'm going to say, hey, look, we didn't reach the decision maker. And in my note, I would recommend saying, left voicemail, going to send text for local med or whatever, or scheduling or whatever. That's right. Whatever you want to do, then say, I'm going to remind myself again on the 26th if they don't schedule, and then I would push reschedule. Once I push reschedule, which I'm not going to do right now, just like Kelly said, you can push this button and send the text.
Could you take us through the 3 different options?
And that's going to be, we're going to make
the first one is send now.
Oh, those options.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So the send now is I'm sending a text to my client, to my patient. I'm going to send a text to my patient and let my patient decide exactly what day and time they want to come in. Okay. The book now is I am going to actually, maybe I'm home and I got an emergency that called me on the phone. Well,
you can actually, I as a staff member in office control only.
Thank you. Yep. So when I push book now, that means the staff member can use that same system that will automatically make the appointment in your Dentrix, Eaglesoft, or Open Dental, so that you don't have to go back and forth or have to remote. If you're at home and you got an emergency that called on you on your cell phone, you can actually book right on the fly. So another thing that's powerful for this, Kelly, that I know that you've thought about as well before, if you hire somebody to make phone calls for you, rather than giving them access to your practice management software, you can have them make phone calls and book the appointment right here, teach them how to use this, have them book it, and they never have a remote login now to your office and have security breaches.
Another good one there, Curtis, is some of our offices have multiple locations. So we can have one person at either location handling the other offices. They're closed. So I could have one person working recall for all of my offices. I can have central call station if I wanted for one person booking the doctor from all my offices. And I can find my unscheduled treatment or unscheduled hygiene in either location, all within DI. It's amazing.
Yep.
How about the send your own, Curtis?
Last one's simple. I have my own MailChimp that I want to send out, or maybe use Infusionsoft. Some people I hear doing that. Here you have your own email system or your own text system that you'd like to send the link to on your own.
Does that work with the companies like Weave, et cetera?
Anyone that does texting, yep.
Okay.
So you pick the date you like them to so if I say, hey, look, I want a link for people to schedule after July 4th. They can't pick before July 4th, even if there's an opening. They
So
can't pick.
this is going to be important, gang, for patients that are not overdue but coming due, that you're working ahead, or maybe coming off of vacation. The other thing to consider, and Curtis and I have talked about this, is September, October, November are going to be down times for you because it's 6 months from COVID. You're going to have more openings than you would normally have.
Yep.
It's a great place if you're thinking ahead to send these links to everybody who's not seen you in 18 months or more to give you a chance to reactivate.
You're 1,000% right, Kelly, which is so cool. And I love, that's another thing I love about how you help these help offices, is that you're thinking about the future of it, not just, well, what can I do today? And this right here will create you your own little link. You can click that or copy paste it if you're more comfortable, or whatever you want, but just simply clicking that will copy it to your clipboard. And then when you go to anywhere else, you can then paste it, and there's the link that they can click on. If you email or whatever it might be, you can click that link, and it's going to take you to that, give the patient the ability to schedule on their own.
Can we
Yeah.
go to the send now real quick, Curtis?
Oh yeah, let's go
On
back.
LocalMed. So on the send now, guys, if you look down under preview, the dialogue, I do not like the dialogue there, and nor does Curtis per se. We can help you with some scripting there. For example, regarding a restorative, Dr. Smiley has reviewed your chart and is concerned you have unscheduled treatment. Please give us a call so we can prevent a future emergency. We want to make that dialogue a little more than, hey, you've got unscheduled treatment, call us. Recall. We're sending this link regarding your professional cleaning, oral cancer screening, and exam. Please give us a call so we can get you scheduled and avoid unnecessary costs due to lack of routine care. So we want to make sure those dialogue in there don't use the generic, in my opinion. And if you want help with that, let us know. So Curtis is going to go to his office and put in his name and show you how we can do this link.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to send now. I want to do for a hygiene appointment. I'm going to edit this and say, you are my favorite. Blah, 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 whatever you want to say there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I got this link right here, but I'm going to click next. I want him to schedule after the 24th. This is for, because there's lots of options for this practice that you should only have what you have available.
Right.
Where is it?
Right there.
Whatever. So send, and then what's going to happen in 3, 2, 1, there it is. So I just got it on my phone right here. I click on it, and it says, you are my favorite. Let's see if we can make it. You are my favorite. There's the link, right? I push the link, and it takes me right to the area for them to sign up for an appointment. Super cool.
Yeah, so guys, if you don't have LocalMed, we've got to get you signed up for this by the end of this month. The time's running out on that. You can sign up later, but the good news that Curtis and the team have extended to us, one, you sign up through me, you avoid the $1,000 sign-up fee. That's a huge savings. Two, you can be month to month without a contract. If so, for some unknown reason, it doesn't work for you, then we can turn it off without a big hassle. But I'm sure you're going to love it. So just 2 big reasons to sign up through Schwartz Consulting Group. And we can send you a link, or you can tell them you're with Schwartz and DI, and they will hook us up. So we're doing everything we can to take care of it. And because you're part of our family and the DI family, DI is helping me underwrite a small cost for you. So you get a little bit of discount because you're working with me and DI. So they're doing so many things to try to help you be successful.
That's our main goal. Notice here though, Kelly. So we saved that text of Curtis, you're my favorite, right?
Yep.
And you'll notice that when I came back in again, it's not there. As of right now, you're just able to edit one time. And what you saving it does,
When you say one time, do you mean that text will be, I have to personalize it each time?
for right now, yes, we are changing it so that you can change it for the
Always.
default. You can update the default, but when you're saving it for this specific one that I'm sending out right now.
So let me give all of you the workaround. On your desktop, get your favorite 5 or 6 scripts. You can then copy paste, and you don't have to retype every time.
For right now, yep,
Yeah.
it will. We do know and want that feature to have you set your own default, but right now it's not there.
Yeah, and Curtis and DI have asked us for scripts and input from myself as well as other coaches. So we're working on getting the best script for you. So
Yes.
Curtis, thank you for the local med version. So,
and two, we're going to test those. We're going to test to see which ones people click on the most, and then let you know and give you options when you're able to change the default saying, this is 1, this is 2, but this is the one that's the most useful. And then you can change your own, do your own. So we are going to use that data very heavily.
You know the Kelly scripts are going to be the best.
That's what I think. You don't even need to test it.
We don't want to keep everyone forever. How about taking us up to the little dashboard when people respond to local med, the bottom left, there you go. Explain where that and what that is.
All right, so this is pretty simple. So this was sent by Curtis, and it was sent to Curtis. Unscheduled, yeah, sent to Curtis right here, right? This is saying these are the 2 that were sent today, and they're both sent to Curtis, by Curtis. Well, on here, we can see if that was scheduled or not, actually done. No, not that one.
Completed means you made the patient made the appointment.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go back to my listing here, and I'm going to next opening for local med, schedule Monday. Monday, first available is Monday at that time.
Better make a note to cancel it.
Yes.
So what this is, while Curtis is putting it in, is it is your dashboard of performance. So you can see which patients have scheduled, who needs to be scheduled, what's completed, etc. And Curtis will take us through real quickly what each of the statuses mean.
Yeah.
So completed, if I understand correctly, Curtis, means the patient has actually scheduled their appointment. Is that correct?
Let's actually, we're going to do this together.
Okay.
Schedule, I agree. Schedule appointment. Okay, so I just scheduled it. Your appointment has been scheduled. You have more appointments to schedule, question mark. Let's get those taken care of. So you can actually, I could schedule another one. It's also showing me exactly where, so not only does it do all that, tells me exactly where the appointment was, but it tells me, hey, here's where the office is. It's in the North Pole. This is fake, right? And I can add it to my calendar. I can get directions to 2:30 in the North Pole, and the reason why I'm coming in. So it gives the client all that information that they could possibly even call you on. Now we're going to refresh this. Boom, boom.
And I want to encourage anybody who's online watching, you can chat any questions you have. I'm paying attention to that for Curtis while we're speaking. All right, so in the status there, Curtis, scheduled means the patient's made the appointment.
Okay, right here. So this is Curtis, right here. Appointment time, status scheduled, 6-month returning appointment. That's what it's for. He's a returning patient. This is when it's, this is the date I scheduled it, not the date that it's for. The appointment is right here. This is the date I scheduled it. And this is the value because we haven't edited all that.
All right.
So edit schedule. Oh, you can change. This will take this right here. changes your scheduling hours on your within LocalMed. Just your settings. It's your settings for LocalMed is what that takes you to. But this is now telling you what is actually scheduled or what appointment actually got completed. So this is saying the appointment got completed on this day and this time.
All right.
And
What does scheduled mean?
Scheduled means it's that this patient right here scheduled. Oops, not that one. Where's mine? At the very top. This one right here. This patient scheduled the appointment. So if I have, these are the two that I sent both to Curtis, and it's only one over here. This is what actually scheduled. We're not linking these two yet. So what we are going to be adding on this one right here, patient messaging, and we're going to have a status over on the far right or somewhere in the middle saying scheduled, not clicked, clicked, not scheduled, completed, whatnot. We're actually going to put these two together.
What does completed then mean?
Completed means the appointment's been completed.
Okay.
So,
and I saw one under unverified.
Unverified, I actually don't know what that means.
I think that might mean they don't have an email that we tried to send to, and maybe it was only text. I'm speculating.
Or unverified, 7 a.m.
We'll get back with everybody.
I don't know. I don't know what unverified means.
Okay. All right. We'll get back to everyone on that one. All right. Let's jump into some of the new changes on Patient Finder. When you first log in, everybody, you've probably seen the new screens. So, Curtis, why don't you tell us about some of the updates that you've made to Patient Finder?
Yeah, absolutely. So on Patient Finder here, what we're able to see is, first off, we're talking to you. So whoever's logged in, hey, Curtis, or hey, Kelly, hey, Joe, what patients can I help you find? So if I have a pre-built filter, which I'm going to build one real quick, just a broken visits, filter type, more than 10 days ago. Okay, save. And I'm going to save this. Done. Save this filter as Kelly and Curtis. Oops. And Curtis. That's the name of this filter. So when I come back in here and I refresh, I want to select a pre-built filter. It actually shows me the Kelly and Curtis one. Is it at the bottom or is it in the middle?
Usually at the bottom.
There we go. So it says this is the one that we've already saved. These are other ones people have saved in the past or that's most popular. See, it says popular right here or one that we actually saved in the past. So I'm going to click Kelly and Curtis, and this takes us right back to that same filter I saved before. But what's great about this, and this is something that we really got from Kelly, is I want a lot more filters than what we used to have. And one of those filters is broken visits by hygiene and restorative. Now, I also want to be able to, the new filter that we're adding to this is what type of broken. So we're going to say on or before, after, but then we're going to say, do you want canceled or no-showed? So that will be another one that we're adding on because of Kelly. And if you come up with any other filters that you guys want, please let Kelly know so that he can tell me so that I can add it on here for you.
I do have one already.
Which one?
That is when you have this list, it doesn't show if they already have tasks assigned.
Oh, yeah. I thought.
We talked about it.
We
but
did.
It's one that would be really huge to see that they already got an unscheduled treatment follow-up of some sort already there or hygiene follow-up already assigned. And guys, this is one of the things, you know, you guys are in the trenches every day. If you let me know there's something that's not there, Curtis and Katie are awesome at taking it down. Curtis is making a note as we speak, but they're great at talking with the programmers and the people who make those changes for us. because their goal is to make this a great product, and it already is.
For you. No, I don't care about
Yeah,
for me. I don't
just
want it
for
to be a
you.
great
That's
product for
right.
me.
That's a really
For
good
you.
point.
Yep. So these are some really cool things that we now have on the patient finder. On here though, as well, we are going to see your saved searches that you have, as well as some of our top picks based off of what's happening in the industry right now. So these right here, we used to have the COVID ones, which would be down here, like COVID abandoned patients. But as of right now, these are our understanding of patients in need of periodontal maintenance. Well, here you go.
So let me show you one of the things that Curtis and his team have done. In the past, I've not been a huge fan of some of this in regards to hygiene, but let's go to do for hygiene adult, Curtis. And so here are the parameters up in the top in the blue. They're active, last seen more than 30 days ago. They're not scheduled, they're due, etc. But we can, under view filters, we can add another filter to this that have unscheduled treatment greater than $500. And so we now can add that filter. Or if we wanted to do that needs a crown, we can add some of these filters to make it even a better filter. Now, what this doesn't show, and we're working on, and when I say we, the DI team, what we're working on is when you can see how many times they've already been called, etc. There's ways we can make this all even better.
Yeah, let me actually do this instead.
2740. Got to click it. There you go.
Okay, let's see what that pulls up. No, edit. Less than. How about more than?
Let's say 90 days.
There we go.
So now it improves that list. And Curtis, am I correct? That list will now be, anytime I click that, it saves it automatically, correct?
I don't think it saves it automatically. Let's find out. So I think you have to push save. So
Yeah.
we have unscheduled treatment here. If I X out of here and I now go to,
Do hygiene adult.
well, for sure this one won't be here. So it would have been, yeah, it would save as a brand new one.
Okay.
So if I add filters, and let's make an easy one here, we're going to do birth date, away, 100 days away, save. Oh, nobody? Past 100. What's going on here? Between, how about that? June
1st and there you go.
97, January 1, and there we go.
So what Curtis is showing you is there's things that we can help you with in training to make your list find exactly what you're looking for. And so that what they've really done is giving us more filters to get to, you know, when you look at Patient Finder a year ago, you were shooting a shotgun at a target and you're hoping to hit a certain segment of the board. Now they've really giving us a rifle where we can really narrow in exactly what we want and get closer to the bullseye versus just hitting the board.
So it's right here. You save it. Once you get your filter that you want, if you change the filter at all, you'd have to push save again, and it lets you change the name. And here's our thing that has broken visits. I added broken visits instead of birthday.
Okay.
Okay. So that is that's really the main thing for Patient Finder, and you're absolutely right. Rather than calling a list of 1,200 unscheduled active patients And I've done it. I printed out the list that was this bit thick, and I started going through, highlighting and writing on it. Rather than going through that, we want you to get the right patients for the right day and the right time that you want in the office, not just that you're calling on a whole bunch of names.
Okay. And when you click on the patient finder icon, you have the option to go old or new.
For right now, that
For right
old
now,
one will go away
until
shortly.
you get used to it. Now, Curtis, if they have preset in their older patient finder, when you make the turnover, they'll be saved, correct?
100%. So
Okay.
we're just going to do hygiene due more than 30 days, done. So we got 755. I'm going to save this filter, and we're going to name this Boom 2. Save. And now we're going to even go over to my patient finder over here. Boom 2, right here. 755. So yeah, it doesn't matter where you save it. It's saving in the same database.
A request we've made, and I've made it to Weston, when you do the edit table on any of the search lists.
Edit table right here?
Yep.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Let's say you eliminate a bunch of that stuff. It never saves what you've eliminated.
What about the new one? Have we fixed that?
I haven't tried it.
Let's give it a try. We're going to take off gender and age, and we're going to save this one. What was this one called? Boom. Gender and age, delete it, come back out of here. Boom for this one, edit table. So we did now, Kelly.
Okay, good.
That's from you. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, because you don't need all that noise of address and all that stuff when we're searching like this. Just makes it cleaner and easier to find. So I love that. Yeah. Thank you for
listening. But if I get rid of addresses, so see how I got rid of addresses and I'm now going off of this?
Yep.
If I X out of here without saving it.
Understood. It's still there.
It's still there. The addresses are still there.
Just got to save it. Well, this is great. That's great. Okay, another change I know you made. There were a couple little tweaks in the morning huddle.
Yeah. So, well, actually, not lately. What we changed was the schedule.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's okay. So in the morning huddle that everyone's absolutely loving is that you're able to see some cool things about yesterday, but for today or tomorrow, I should say, just because this office probably might not be working tomorrow. Today. For this office, they have 36 patients that are coming in. They're scheduled this. We've got all this great information, right? Well, what if I want to help out my day in the next week on Friday or Thursday, and I want this same great view? I can view by operatories, or I can view by the doctor, all of this type of information. There's been no way to do that before, but we just updated the My Schedule. If I look at a day view first, I can change this date to any date I want. So I can now go to July 2nd, and it has the same view right here, schedule by operatory, same, whatever I want to be looking at. And what it's able to, you can, from the day, look at the week view, and it'll tell you really quickly if you're scheduled to goal or not, so that you can go to, I want to look at the week of the 20, this right here, to see if I'm scheduled to goal or not for what days. Now this office, this is test, there's no goals set. So it'll tell you.
Are you able to see the calendar view or the operatory view from this as well?
Not from the week here.
Okay.
No, only on a day.
Click on the day, doesn't it go right to the day?
The day goes here to the, correct. It goes, see how it went right to the day?
Yep, yep.
And then I can go by operatory right here.
Right, and then month view, same thing.
I still have the suggested patients too for Tuesday, July 21st, for between this time for Mickey Mouse is the name of the provider.
And for some of you, if you don't know, Curtis, go ahead and X that screen. If you have open time, like the green right there for Dr. Cam, if you click on that, it's going to give us recommended patients for whichever provider. The farther to the right the green bar, the more of a match, as opposed to those on the bottom. And if you want to know why these patients are selected, there's a little cheat sheet right there at the top right-hand corner why those patients are there. So assuming you get a hold of them, they're likely to take that day, that time, and based on their treatment acceptance, they're the best fit for that time. You still got to chase them down, but now we also have, as Curtis is 3 steps ahead of me, we also now have the link that we can send them to try to fill that specific day, which is why these tools go hand in hand. So Curtis, thanks. I love that you think the way I talk.
The first day that I want here is July 21st. Remember, I'm looking at July 21st. I'm hoping they're going to pick the first available date. And this is for a sleep apnea, maybe, whatever. Send. Now I just sent that patient. Oh,
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse. I just sent that patient an email saying, or text saying, hey, we'd love to see you on this day.
Yep.
Okay.
So can you go to the month view?
Yeah, absolutely. So
guys, you don't know how lucky we are to have Curtis here today. This man is so busy and he's so good. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah. So in the month, it's a quicker view to see what days we're not scheduled to go. So once again, remember what Kelly said at the very beginning, we want your hours to be updated. If your hours are updated, this is now going to be a crystal ball for you. I could go to November and see what days I'm not scheduled to go, click on that week. It's going to show me what days I'm not scheduled to go, click on that Friday, and now I have everything at my fingertips to say, oh, this hygienist is not scheduled to go where this one is, or in that scenario, it looks like they are. Right?
So here's how we're going to help you set the goal, and you might make note of this. Once you get your hours and everything up to date for year to date, let's get 3 months of accurate data. If I'm a hygienist and I'm averaging $100 an hour and provider pulse, and I can see that I'm averaging 100 an hour and I'm working an 8-hour day, my goal is 800. Anna's goal is 800. Curtis says the doctor is averaging 2,000 an hour, or let's call it 10,000 a day, just as an example. We're going to take my 800, Anna's 800, Curtis's 10,000, and we've got our total goal of, what's that, 10, 16, 11,800 as a number. We can then set your daily goal at that so that we can see where you're coming in at when we're looking at your month view. So we've got to have the original why, make sure your hours are correct so we can set your hourly goals as well as your daily goals. Okay? Curtis, what else is new and amazing on Dental Intel and Local Med that we're either working on? I know one of the things you shared, for those of you who don't know, I have a partner meeting with Curtis and Katie every week. One of the things that they've asked us to do, we're going to do all your training. So when it's a training issue, we want you to reach out to us. If it's a tech issue, use the intercom on the bottom right-hand side to make sure you're doing what you need to do.
We went over most of the new things, Kelly, and I really appreciate you saying that. We did give you this link, if you remember, dentalintel.com/June updates. So these are the updates that we made in June. The all-new patient finder, the login experience. So when you log in, it's a little different. Now, here's something interesting about the login. You will notice that clinicians will have a different login than front office. So when you log in, and you'll be able to customize it in the future, you'll be able to customize to be whatever you want, so that when you go into Dental Intel, right now it's based off of your user. But when you go in and I change practices, for example, I go back to 230. Actually, let's go to this other one instead, LEHI. Oh, well, the first time when I log in, remember it took me to this page, right?
Yep.
you'll be able to change whatever page you want to. You'll be able to change to exactly that date, that thing. But right now, we're doing it based off of providers. Providers go straight to the schedule. Everyone else goes straight to Patient Finder.
Curtis, that June update, did that go out to all the offices, or is that to me
Nope,
that
just to you.
and
I
I,
just
I
sent that to
forward
you.
that to my offices?
Yeah, you absolutely can. I just gave
Okay.
it to you yesterday. So if you
Yep.
want to give that to him, you're more than welcome.
Yep, I just hadn't had a chance to talk. All right.
Yeah.
What else is newer on the horizon that our team should get excited about? Can you
Oh,
give
we
us
got a
any
couple.
secrets?
We got a couple fun things. Yeah. So let's see. You know, just kind of wet your whistle a little bit. One thing that is going to be like, I think it's the next update, is one a lot of things that we want to do that we already are helping you with. Hey, scheduling appointments. Hey, letting you know when a broken appointment is. Letting you know when people don't schedule treatment. But there's a bunch of things there. There's one that we're missing though, that we want to make sure that you have it easier. And that is, hey, if somebody owes you money, you have to then reach out to them and they have to give you a credit card online or over the phone, or you have to use a third party. Hey, use this Venmo. Actually, I don't think you can use Venmo in dental offices, but there's something like that. We're going to be offering, just like Local Med, you sending somebody an appointment, you're going to be able to send them a request to pay you. They can pay with Apple Pay or whatever they want. Boom, and it goes straight to your account.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And it's
That's also going to help with the touchless front desk.
correct.
Is it going to
So
be an independent app as well, or no?
it'll be included with Dental Intel. I don't know the specifics on it. If
So the
it's
patient won't necessarily have to have an app. I can send it.
oh no,
Okay.
that's what's cool about it. They
Yeah.
can pay just like the text, excuse me, the Local Med, how they don't need to download our app. Very similar. They're just going to click on a link, takes them to a secure link, boom, and they're good to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and there's going to be a lot more. You're going to see by the end of this year, we just put a huge commitment after COVID. We put in a huge commitment to make sure that, hey, we want you guys to realize everything in the office when you jump back and forth from programs. We want to make it the best experience for you personally. And so you'll be seeing quite a few more things come out.
All right. So I'm going to open it up for a second to any questions. You can type in the chat for Curtis. You know, I want to thank everybody for attending. If you have a topic or something that you would like Anna or I to put another webinar on in the future, we would be more than happy to do that. Curtis and Katie, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to say hi to Katie, but they're always there for us, and they're the first to say yes whenever we ask anything of them. So feel free to reach out to Anna or myself. Also, one of the things that Anna and I are doing is we're now doing more online training. We want to be empathetic to the fact that you have been closed for a while, and to shut down for an entire day of training may be difficult. So Anna and I are offering 1 hour to half day to even full day online training programs with you and your team, so that we can continue on working with you and getting you going without you having to have us come in. So we can do it at quicker time frames. We can do it in shorter time frames. We will customize our coaching to fit your wants and needs. So just reach out to us. Let us know how you would like to be coached, and we will do everything in our power to make it happen. Okay, so no questions, but thank you. Looking forward to the coming request to pay. Was the only chat comment we got. So Curtis, I know you're a very busy man. Give a big hug from the Schwartz Consulting Group to the whole DI family. And we will